So here is something worth thinking about, something worth considering. We've all been sold a lie from society, and that lie is that we need to improve ourselves, that somehow we need to fix ourselves, and that we are not enough the way we are right now. Now, this does not get directly communicated to us. It's a kind of a subconscious communication here, because the self-improvement world became so big. And what's self-improvement all about? As it implies, as the word says, self-improvement, it means that there is something wrong with you, or you're not who you need to be, and you need to improve yourself. Now, am I saying that the entire self-help world is just something that we don't need? Well, you see, it serves its purpose to one level. It has its place and time and purpose, of course, because I wouldn't be where I am without that self-improvement culture, because I've worked hard at the things I want, at the person who I want to become. But then you come to a stage where it does you more harm than good. And that stage is where you actually realize that you have been sold that lie, which is that you need to improve yourself, which is that somehow there is something wrong with you, when in reality you are not broken. You don't need fixing. You are who you are right now, and you should totally accept that. Now, does this mean that you make no effort to improve your life and yourself as a person? No. There is a paradox here. Life is full of paradoxes, full of contradictions, and that's always how truth sounds. You still make effort to do great things, to do great work, to cultivate patience, to cultivate inner peace, all these things that are very important in life. But you also accept where you are right now. You accept who you are at this present moment. And you realize that even if you did not even one more effort in your life to improve anything, you are still enough. You still have worth. Your worth is not based on how improved you are. It's not based on how much money you can make. It's not based on anything externally measured. Your worth is that you are a living being with a soul, and that is enough. And that's hard to accept. I know, because again, we have been just conditioned to think there is something wrong with us when we're not interested in what the mainstream is talking about. We're not interested in what society says it we should do in life. We think that yes, something is wrong with us because we are not conforming to the ways of society, which actually is the other way around. If you are not really concerned with what mainstream is concerned, you're on the right way. Now, this does not mean that you stop doing effort to earn a living, or you stop doing effort to make art or music or whatever you're into. You still make that effort. You still do the things, but you do them not only because of potential benefits, but you do them because your soul guides you to do them. And that's how you operate from a higher level of consciousness. You stop doing things because of outcomes, and you realize that everything is a journey, is a process, that it's constantly unfolding, And you fall in love with that process. You fall in love with that unfolding. You fall in love with the activity itself. And although there are still thoughts ruminating about the outcome, you're now not paying so much attention to them, because it takes time to decondition yourself from all the noise of society. It takes time to realize that um, everything you're doing, you need to be doing it for the sake of doing it, not because of some external rewards, aka money. And of course, money is important. You need money to live, but it's not the only thing that's important. If you have a roof over your head, you have where to sleep, you already have enough. And you have what to eat, and you have water, that's already enough. Everything else, yes, of course, you may pursue greater things. You may want to change the world. You may want to create the best art that humanity has known. You may want to make a hit song. You may want to write best-selling book. Yes, there is nothing wrong with these things. However, uh, what's wrong is that you think that this defines who you are. You think that your art or your book or your piece of music or whatever it is of work that you're doing, you think, well, I'm not saying that you think it, but a lot of people think that this is how you measure your worth. And that's not the reality. You have to realize that what you are, a living being with a soul, is already enough, and it doesn't need improvement. You don't need to try harder to improve yourself. This does just puts even more pressure on you, and we already have enough pressure from society that wants us to conform, and you have to go this way and do that because this earns a lot of money, so you want to become you want to get a high paying job or become an entrepreneur and earn millions of dollars. Nothing wrong with these things. What's wrong is the place that people are coming from when doing these things. Are you pursuing entrepreneurship because you have something to offer to humanity? You have an idea that you want to give to others and improve the collective, or is it that you're doing it only for money? Because if you don't have a reason, if you don't have a strong purpose behind the things that you're doing, then you will not get far. You may eventually get to a certain place where you have achieved what you want, but you still feel empty. You still feel empty because you have no purpose, because you have no meaning in your life. And this money cannot give you. Money is not purpose. I can tell you that. Money is something that you use to meet your needs, your physical needs, and that's it. Of course, there is certain extent to that money gives you some sense of security, of course, but it's not the ultimate security that uh, the ultimate security is trusting that you are going to be able to handle everything that life throws at you. That's the ultimate confidence. That's the ultimate security. And nothing can give you that outside of yourself. And how do you come to a point where you trust yourself that you handle everything? Well, you stop for a second and you realize that everything that you've been through in your life, you have already handled. You you've already been through so much. Everyone has been through so much, and you successfully handled everything, even though you made the so-called mistakes. And yeah, that's human. But you handled everything. So in the same way that you handled everything, you will also handle the future. So don't concern yourself with the future, basically. Don't think so much about the future. Um, it's a balance, it's a paradox. You have a long-term vision. Of course, I have a long-term vision too. But I do my best to be as present and as conscious as I can in this moment right here. And this does wonders for me. It just gets me out of that constant chatter of the mind. And even though the chatter is still there, I don't pay so much attention to it. I'm just present, and when the chatter gets louder, I don't do anything. I allow it to be there, and then it fades slowly. And it doesn't disappear completely. It's still there all the time. It's the commentary, the constant commentary of the mind. You don't get rid of that, at least I don't know about higher and higher levels of consciousness. I cannot tell you about them because I have not reached them. But that's also a trap, thinking that you need to reach a higher level of consciousness. You don't need to reach anything. You don't need to improve yourself. You don't need to reach higher level of consciousness. Just be who you are and own that. That's the most powerful thing you can do in your life. And again, you still make effort. You still do things to improve the quality of your life, of course. But why you're doing them? Because they feel right, because they're in alignment with who you are. That's why you do them. And that's way different than doing it just because everyone else is doing it. Just because everyone else is doing this one thing, you think that you also need to be doing it, when that's not the reality. Alignment is way more important than material success, because alignment will bring you what you need. If you stay in alignment, you do what feels right, you do what your heart guides you to do, automatically you have everything you need and you're never in lack. That's the tricky part. You need to let go in order to receive. You cannot hold on tightly and expect life to give you, because you're holding on. You need to let go in order to receive. If your hands are tight, you cannot receive anything. You need to release them, let them go, relax them, and then life can give you something. So you're basically open now, because you have released the mental grip, psychological grip and control on your life. And now life can surprise you in a positive way. So don't try to fix yourself by meditating longer, um, by reading more books, by watching more videos, by attending more lectures and seminars. And again, I'm not saying don't do these things. Just don't use them as a way to try to fix yourself. That's the main idea here. It's not that these things are bad, they are positive. But what's negative in the entire thing is that most people come out of this place of lack, of the place I'm not enough, so I need to do these things so that I become enough. But when you actually realize that you are enough, and you do them because you're attracted, you're drawn towards these things, that's a completely different story. You're doing them out of alignment. You're not doing them to fix yourself. That's the main misconception here. So self-improvement in itself is a good thing. Reaching higher levels of consciousness is in itself a good thing. Meditating is in itself a good thing. Working on fulfilling your desires and manifesting your dreams, or making your vision a reality, is in itself a good thing. However, we need to approach it from a place of worth. We are already worth right now, and we do these things not because we're trying to escape the the present moment, not because we are trying to fix who we are. We do them because we want to do them. And if you don't want to do them, then don't do them. Do what you want. That's the thing. You have to do what you want in this life. Don't listen to anyone and anything. Do what you want, and pursue the things that are really important to you, because they feel in alignment, not because you're trying to fix yourself. Because that's a thing that you never get out of if you don't realize this. It's always the next thing, the next thing, the next book, the next video, the next thing, the next seminar, the next lecture. You're always thinking that the next thing will finally give you that feeling of I am there, I have arrived. When it works the other way around, you arrive first internally, and then you don't need to fix yourself anymore. You do things because you want to do them. And that's the ultimate satisfaction from life. That's the ultimate joy. So I hope this video clarified something for you. If you have fallen into the trap of thinking that you need to fix yourself, don't blame yourself. First of all, accept that this is the current level of society, and that's the subconscious subliminal message that has been sent out through the media. And don't buy into it. Do things because they feel right, not because you need fixing. You don't need fixing. The way nature or life or God or the divine has created you is the way you were meant to be created. Doesn't matter if you believe in God or you don't, which, if you follow this channel, you know that the God I talk about here is not that man with a beard in the sky. It's kind of a divine light that supports everything. It doesn't matter if you believe in that, if you're spiritual or you're not spiritual. You are prone to this because of media consumption, because we're always trying to get somewhere, and there is that feeling that we're not enough right now, we need to fix ourselves. Yeah, that's, you need to let go of that. Once you realize this, and I mean really realize it, there will be a shift, internal shift that will happen within you, and you will see that what you were seeking, which is the feeling of having arrived, the feeling of I am where I want to be, I am who I want to be, and I don't need to fix anything else. It doesn't come with pursuing more things. It doesn't come with pursuing more success. It's an internal shift. And the paradox here is that you need to first get that shift. You don't get it, you allow it to occur by removing conditioning. Videos like this help. You remove conditioning, you just become aware of the conditioning, and the conditioning removes itself. That's how you remove conditioning. You just become aware of it. Once you see it, it has no influence on you, not to the extent that it used to have. And then with time, the more you become aware, the more this conditioning dissolves. So you need to arrive first internally to your safe place within, and then external reality will start mirroring that back to you. That's the paradox. You don't get by trying more. You understand truly and honestly that you don't need anything to feel whole. You don't need anything to feel like you have arrived. You can have that internal shift once the timing is right, because time is a thing, and you have to realize that you cannot control your own journey. You cannot boost the process. It's a journey. You cannot get there faster. You need to be where you're at right now and realize that this journey is always unfolding, and be okay with where you're at. That's the thing. And once you accept who you are and you realize that you don't need anything to be fixed, you don't need fixing, the paradox is that then you start receiving things. Then the universe, so to say, starts being generous. But that's because it's reflecting what you already have within you. And that's a shift. That's a mental internal shift that occurs whenever the time is right. You cannot force this. Watching videos like this will only make you aware of that possibility, that this shift exists and that it happens. But you cannot make yourself get that shift. It's a divine thing. You cannot control it. The way it happened for me is I tried, and I suffered by trying. And I tried to figure everything out. And then I mentally gave up. I was like, I have no idea. I don't know how to fix any of these things in my life. I don't know how to fix myself. I don't know how to fix my life. You say whatever, and you allow things to exist the way they exist right now. You allow yourself to exist the way you are right now, and you mentally give up on trying to improve yourself. And that's the paradox. Again, the moment you honestly do that, you have that shift of giving up. Because you realize that more effort doesn't bring you anything. That's why you gave up. Because the more you try, the worse you feel. Paradoxically, you start getting better. You give up and you start improving. So it's that that's the thing. That's the thing. It's the backwards law. You get things in a counterintuitive way. You give up and then you get things. So yeah, I hope this message was insightful and inspirational to you. If so, please leave a like. This helps the channel a lot. Subscribe if you're new around here. And also, I have a clothing brand. You can check it out. If you resonate with these messages here and you like to dress well, then this brand might be for you. Check it out, Jackal Studio X. Link is down in the description. Thank you for your time and attention. My name is Stefan Petrov, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.